Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. I'm just down here on George Street in the city and about to go on my morning tea walk and talk. As you can see, I've got the Four Seasons Hotel across the road, and it's an overcast day, but the sun is trying its hardest to try and break through and deliver us a Sydney summer day. Anyway, let's start walking. It's not going to rain by the looks of it. It's going to hold off, and we'll just head down here to the International Passenger Terminal, and we'll cover another wonderful book today. It's an awesome book entitled The Power of No. The Power of No. And according to the author, James Altucher, word in the dictionary, and the most important word that anybody will have to learn in their lives, because it will create more opportunities for you and get you out of more trouble than any other word that you'll ever utter in your world. So the author kicks off with an awesome quote for us to contemplate and consider before we start getting into the meat of this book summary. And he says that when you get in the mud with a pig, you get dirty and the pig gets happy. What a powerful quote that is. And a brilliant lesson for all of us, young and old, to understand that there are people out there who are troublemakers, who love wallowing in the mud, love wallowing in self-pity, and love causing trouble. But if you engage them, if you make the mistake of engaging them and being sucked into their vortex, then you are going to get dirty, you are going to get troubled, you are going to get messed up, and they are going to have the time of their lives. So the moral to the story is to stay clear of troublemakers, keep clear of the mud, and learn to say no. So let's continue our walk. So the simple advice from this author is that we need to learn how to choose ourselves. The call to action is choose yourself. But do that. But in order to do that, you first have to stop choosing others and letting them choose you. So we basically need to take control of our life, of our time, and of our activity. To stop choosing others and letting them choose you as well. So you need to learn how to say no, and you need to say no a lot in order to survive, to thrive, and get through your version of life. And it comes as no surprise that most people are terrible, are hopeless at saying no, and that's why most people have a troubled life, and their life is so messed up, because all they're doing is just allowing other people to take over their lives and to do the things that other people want, but that person doesn't say yes to themselves and no to others in order to give themselves an opportunity to live the life that they're destined or deserving to live, and are basically just drifting and just doing whatever everybody else wants without ever doing the things that they want to do. So most people are bad at saying no, and for that reason they suffer the consequences. They get into unfulfilling and unempowering relationships. They have problems at work, they have problems with their friends, they have problems at home, they have problems at school, they have problems everywhere because they haven't shown the leadership to be able to say no and take control of the things that they want to do and the outcomes that they want to achieve in their lives. So the first lesson from this book, from this author, is that you need to sit down and rate your regulars. Rate the people who you spend most time with. And by doing this, you'll get a feel for where your time is spent and whether or not your time is spent usefully, or it's spent causing you more troubles and more pain. So you need to sit down and rate people. And why do you need to rate them and how do you need to rate them? You need to basically rate them in terms of how they make you feel. So because we are surrounded by people who are close to us and people that we work with, people that we socialise with, that make us feel bad. But what we have to understand is that you can't get rid of them, but you can minimise the time and the engagements that you spend with them so that their impact, their damage is minimalised. So the author enlists us to take some personal leadership and to make a list of all the people that you see at least 5 times a week. So that includes all the members of your family, your work peers, and other people that you socialise with. And of course, if you're younger, you're going to be socialising with a lot more people. If you're older, you may be socialising with fewer people. But the author says to basically make a list of all the people that you see at least 5 times a week. And on that list, for each of those people, the author asks us to rate the encounters with these people from 1 to 10. So 10 being that the encounter is a wonderful experience, an empowering and uplifting experience, and 1 being it's a terrible experience where you leave feeling gutted, feeling drained, and feeling bad about yourself. And then then the author invites you to be smart about who you spend your time with and to start spending more time with people who are rated 8+ on your rating, and to spend much less time with the people who you rated 5 or less. Because at the end of the day, as we've learnt time and time again, we are all the average of the 5 or so people that we hang out with. The half dozen people that we spend most of our time with, you'll end up becoming an average of those half dozen people. So the important lesson, and this is a powerful lesson for young people and for people of all ages, is that you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. A slight nuance, a slight swap or change there, but it makes all the difference. So what we're basically saying is that you can't change the people. You can't change people in terms of who they are, how they behave, and the impact they have on you. But you can change the people in your circle and spend more time with the ones that empower you, make you feel better, teach you, help you grow, develop, become a better version of yourself, and spend less time with the ones who cause you grief and who have nothing but pain and suffering to offer you. So make sure that you design your inner circle. Have an inner circle that makes you thrive. So the next point to come out of this wonderful book, and it's an empowering book, it's a thought-provoking book, is to stop doing the things you don't like doing. And by stop doing the things that you don't like doing, everybody's going to be better off. This is a major point and a major lesson for all of us to take heed of. Stop doing the things you don't like, and everyone will be better off. The author can't be any clearer with this powerful message. So we need to learn to say an assertive no and master the no, because those who master no master their lives. If you don't say no to the things you don't want to do, not only will you dislike the work and the things that you're doing, but you will also dislike the person who asked you to do it in the first place. This is an important thing for us to consider, especially with our friends and family. Now, be very, very careful with who you ask to do things, and whether or not the person who you're asking to do it is in the best place to do it. Because if you're getting people, and this is an important point, so listen up, if you're getting people to do things that they don't want to do, they're not going to like doing what they don't want to do. So first of all, you're getting them to do things they don't want to do, and they're not going to like it. And secondly, they're not going to like you. So what do you think about that? That is a very, very profound point. So be careful with the tasks that you set others and the tasks that you set yourself, because you're not going to be liking what you're doing and the person who asked you to do what you're not liking doing. So these are called lose-lose situations. So avoid lose-lose situations at all costs and try and have win-win situations wherever possible. And the other thing that you need to also embrace and understand is that you don't need to conform to other people's expectations. You need to form your own expectations and conform and shape your activities and your actions to meet your expectations, and to spend less time trying to be everything to everybody else, because you're just going to wire yourself for pain, suffering, and you're never going to make anybody happy, and you're going to be miserable, and you're going to come to the end of your life saying, well, what did I achieve? A big fat donut. So the last point in this book is to change our mindset, according to the author. And in order to change your mindset, the author is suggesting that we say no to scarcity. A lot of people live in a world where they feel as if everything is scarce, and they live with the glass half full or half empty, but they always think that the glass is half, whereas in reality there's more than enough water and there's more than enough glasses to go around for everybody to be happy. And the big difference and what we need to understand and appreciate is the big difference in our lives is that our ancestors lived with scarcity. That's fair enough. They were hunters and gatherers, they were farmers, and they lived in times where there was a lot of scarcity. Whereas these days, we don't live with scarcity at all. We've got more than enough time, we've got more than enough resources, we've got more than enough people around us, and more than enough things to do with our time to get through and live a fulfilled and enjoyable life. Because realistically, most things these days, listen to this point, most things these days are a useless achievement, as they won't help you survive, but just make you feel stressed anyway. I love that one. So the example is, or the thing that we need to understand is that we've got scarcity-ridden brains, but that scarcity in our brains is man-made. We've made it and we've brought it upon ourselves, or we've inherited it from our parents, our friends, our environment. But there's no scarcity out there whatsoever. We need to shift our mindset into a mindset of abundance, and to know that there is more than enough to go around, and you're never ever going to die of thirst, and not to worry about the glass being half full or half empty, because as I alluded to before, there's more than enough glasses and there's more than enough water to go around. So wake up and learn to live with gratitude. Practice gratitude. Be happy with what you have, because what you have in your life at the moment is plenty enough. Plenty enough for you to enjoy your life, to live a full and successful and beautiful life, as long as you open your eyes and you appreciate all that you have. But the most important lesson to take out of this book is that in order to enjoy ourselves, in order to get the most productivity in our lives, we need to learn how to say no. Say no to those who want us to do things that may be useful for them, but do not serve us. So march to the beat. March to the sweet beat of your own drum. Be of service to others. Learn to serve others. But the most important thing is to learn to say no in order to be productive and to do the things which are most useful in your life. Anyway, I think that's about it from me on this Tuesday smoko time. And thank you for joining me on this Jim's 5am Club. We've just gone through the book summary entitled The Power of No by James Altucher. And we've learnt some wonderful things here. So let's finish off with a powerful affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's stay real, stay raw, stay reasonable, and learn how to say no. Learn how to say yes to ourselves, learn how to say no to others, and learn how to say no to the things we don't want to do, and to limit the time that we have with the people who don't bring us joy, don't empower us, don't make us feel good, and don't allow us to grow, develop, and become better versions of ourselves. It's really simple, and it all gets down to a two-letter word, and that is no. So no, K-N-O-W, how to say an emphatic and assertive no, to release yourself of the shackles of pain, suffering and disappointment, and to get on with your life and to do the things that will enable you to look back over your time and to say, I've enjoyed a wonderful life, and to be proud of the fact that you took the reins and you became the master of your destination with God's help and with God's blessing. Yasas, take care. Bilakya from Jim's 5am Club, and we'll chat again later on, and we'll touch on another book summary and see where it leads us. Yasas, bye.